We back. We live. Another great day. And you know what it is we're doing, my brother. Let me edit. Everything's going to be a good night. Tap in, everybody. It was already shared. You can go ahead and share it, bro. Let's share it in the, got a lot of, we'll talk about good football stuff tonight. Oh, man. How was practice, my brother, while we doing this?
It was good.
What it is we doing. Good?
Getting ready
to shock the world?
Absolutely.
Y'all already shocked the world last week with the win, right?
Well, 2 weeks in a
y'all
row.
not expecting to win? Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
It's good stuff, man. Already shocked the world last week with the win, right? That's good stuff. Everybody tap in. Yes, sir, Gil, Big 203. Hey, Gil, it's getting down to that time where you come walking out the tunnel clapping on camera again. That's your annual that seemed to be your annual video, man. Everybody get you walking out that tunnel. Maybe 860 got tell them to turn the camera this time. I think if they turn that camera, Gil, that good look might go away, bro. I'm just saying. I think that's part of y'all good luck charm. Between that and Rachel, the fact that y'all got the woman coach on y'all side. I think that helps y'all guys out. But anyway, everybody tap in. We about to get started. Just sharing out the rest of it. Should be a good night. Anyway, I think we getting close to that time, and you know what we do and how we do it and what we do. So let's do it.
I met a boy today.
That's me.
So fine.
If you know, tap in, share the post. It's your boy PH, aka the Press, aka Mr. Above 140.
Come to my town and get with me. She love I'm around.
It's not about the amount of talent you have. It's 100% about the work ethic. Ask your coach or anybody that's been doing this.
I met a boy today. So fine.
Why is it? And they gonna say, oh, we can't, it's illegal. Cut this, cut it out. All you coaches out there, cut it out. Because that's BS.
Anyway, it's your boy PH, aka the Prez, aka Mr. Above 140. And I'm here with the co-host.
It's your boy Coach Correa, the General.
Chris Pierce, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Hope everything going smooth out there in 203, Chris. I think they on y'all this year. So, T, let's start off with the All-Star game. Tryouts is this weekend. Everybody around the state, I'm telling you, show up to so I sent the email and I want to cover some of the things. One, let me say this. To the people out in Massachusetts that registered, I'm sorry. I think we have kids from Everett, Pop Warner registering. We're not going to be able to we're not going to be able to accept those registrations, unfortunately. This is the Connecticut Youth All-Star game. We had kids out in Boston, and we're not going to be able to take those kids. Unfortunately, this is a Connecticut thing, and I don't start taking shots. Yo, what up, Cuddy?
What up, Cuddy?
We're not going to be able to take all of those kids. So the answer is no. Number two, I did let all the parents know you are to show up in full equipment. If you don't show up in full equipment and they're doing equipment drills and your child have to sit out, just know that may hinder the chances of them making the team. Okay. We also stated that there are no registrations after Saturday 10 a.m. All registration is shut down for the year. No, they cannot register if you decide to go on a Sunday. There's no new kid that could come in. Nobody can show up when my staff is gone and try out and say, oh, I made the team. I want to pay. We're not going to accept this money and we're not going to allow it. You must pre-register We must have your name in the system. You must be on the printout when we show up. Or if you register in person, you'll be on the following printout. 25 kids on each level is making the team. I also told the parents it's the age you are based on 7/31/23. So please show up to the proper. Please show up to the proper tryout location. If you're 11 and you think you're a dog and you're going to the 12U tryout, you're not probably going to make that team. If you do, you cannot go to the 11U tryout. I sent the email saying, please show up to the proper tryout location. It's important that you show up to the proper tryout location. I posted all the tryout locations. I am going to post them again right now in the chat room. So everybody have the tryout location for, let me post it. All right, there we go. I just posted it. So we got the tryout locations. I just want to make sure everybody have the tryout locations.
You should put them on the screen if you can. Put them on the screen so people can screenshot it or do what they want. So that there's no misunderstanding. We'll repost it on the forum because it's a lot of different things, a lot of different locations this year.
Here's the tryout locations right here in blue. Let me blow it up. Let me go up. Don't switch. Let me undo that. Look at this. Screenshot this if you need to. These are the tryout locations that's going down.
These are 203's tryouts, bro.
Nope. 860's right here.
Oh, okay. Just highlight that for people.
I'll make that bold or I can't because this is the email. But
all right.
I'll leave 860 highlighted. 860's here. 203 there. Wayne, what up? Wayne tapped in.
What's going on, Wayne?
We can't see it, says Sam. Okay, Sam, I'll post it in the I just posted it in the he said they can't see it. Can you see it?
I can see it. I can see it, but I'm on the
Damn, I thought you were using an Android computer. Yo, you see this? Everett. Yeah, Everett Youth. I'm sorry. I don't mean to show that.
No, that's her name, brother.
Huh?
I think that's her name. Her name was Everett. Her last name was Everett.
She said yes. Oh, we live in CT. Everett is their last name. You're right.
All right. I told you. Man.
Yo, that's my fault. Anyway, I'm sorry, man. We don't mean to be talking about on the podcast. Anyway, what's up, fellas? Hope all is well. Lawrence, 9U this year. Watch out for him. You guys had a good 8U, Lawrence. Hurricanes want that get back. I think it was y'all that beat us at Dillon. Anyway, good team, though. All right, so let's get into it. I wanted to start with the so let's finish talking about the All-Star game, Tito. Anyway, if you as a coach, tell me what would you be looking for in tryout?
Oh, we always look for. We're looking at Bernasia. You know, we got this. You know from the years past. From the minute we get there to the minute we leave, there's the evaluation process has begun. What we're looking for, even through the first 15, 20 minutes, is who can get through the first 15 to 20 minutes. And that starts the process. As you notice, right. As you noticed last year, before the first 45 minutes were up, we went from about 46, 47 down to 35 quick. Cats was just walking off, leaving with their parents. You know what I'm saying?
I remember, yeah.
You know, because we had last year, we had what, 47 show up, or do we have plus 50? I was trying to figure that out. It
was close to 50.
Right. We had an abundance.
You were jam-packed last year.
And we had to get down to 25. And within the first 15, 20 minutes, we had about 10 casualties. So when you get there, at least from the 14U perspective, especially it being 14U, there's no games the moment you show up at 9 o'clock. Once 9 o'clock hits, we're off into the lap, and it's a horse race from there to 12 o'clock. It's a racehorse philosophy, and we're going to push kids to the limit. Those that have stayed in shape, you're going to be able to tell right away. Those that they're not going to get through the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So that helps us get the process narrowed down right away. From there, what we're looking to evaluate is who's going to be the ones who are skills and DB types, who's going to be the twos who are tight end and linebacker types, and who the threes, my guys. The bigs, O-line, D-lineman, Mud Dog University. This year, it's me and Coach Brian, who's one of the better O-line, D-line coaches I've ever worked with. Hopefully, I get my man Coach Sims to come out. That's still up in the air. If I do get Sims to come out, this is going to be the best O-line, D-line staff that I've put together ever in this event. So we're trying to get down to the bottom of it quick. Then we're going to get into our indie session where we're going to see who does what offensively, defensively. Then we get into a contact period. Then we get into the one-on-one stuff, 7-on-7s, bigs down in the pit, getting it on. And from there, when the 3 hours is up, we're usually able. We have always had the team pick that first night, but then there's always been an additional tryout, which I'm telling people from at least a 14U perspective from A60, I don't want to do a second tryout if we don't have to. I understand that a lot of times, whether the draw with us or the draw with them ain't right, that you may have to have the second tryout, but we're trying to wrap this up after Sunday afternoon. That's what we're trying to do. So I don't know how everybody else feels like that, but I think the only way this game could continue to stay on our track and stay on the marks is we got to get it done in one day so you can make the announcements and people could get to practicing, because it is a highly competitive football game, especially at the 14U level. This is going to be the third 14U game I'm involved in out of 4. The first 2 came down to 1 point both times. Last year was a little different. Right, Phil, the first 2 was field goal. We lost by 1 when we went for 2 and didn't get it. And then we won by 2 because we were able to kick it and they missed. So 14.
So let me ask you this, Tito. We got a lot of new coaches, and they never coached in this game. Do you have any advice for the new coaches? Not on coaching or approaching the game, approaching the tryout, approaching the game. Like that.
Number 1, pick the best team. And sometimes the best team is the one that you got to cut some of your own kids, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you're in a situation where you need to pick the best team to win. Leave the favoritism out the door. Leave the daddy ball out the door. You need to put the best product on the field as possible. You need to take advantage of all your practice time. We've seen enough guys not take advantage of it, and we've seen the product look very shitty. Be on time, even though this is not your fall organization, and you may not think it means a lot. This game, if you get torched in it, could be the end of your coaching career, because a couple cats have gone away since they've lost in this game badly. So take it seriously. We're trying to put on for the state. Give it your best. If there's one little piece of coaching advice I could give you, is run what you know. Don't come in here try to get fancy and try to wow people, because it ain't gonna work out for you. You better do what you do best and put it on display.
We are not allowing direct snap all game. I'm telling y'all that. Hey, right. Elizabeth, you're from Bloomfield, so I know where you're from. I'll tell you, you guys are practicing Sunday at 25 Ridgefield Street, basically Kinney Park. Enter the Kinney Park, where Martin Luther King School is, Elizabeth. That's where tryouts is. Check-in is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Tryouts is going to start at 9 a.m. sharp. Your son will register for 14U. He was Bloomfield's 13U quarterback. Kid's a dog. But have him register for 14U on the Allstar game. I will put up the link of registration in a second. But Chris, listen, Deshaun, you have a task, brother. A60 has put it on you to take Chris out. Is it possible? I don't know. But Chris is getting a new crew this year. So we'll see. We'll see, Chris. Yeah. So yeah, Tito, I think it's important that the new coaches. What about how you said how you break down your the structure of your tryout practice, right? Your first year, think back if you can. Did you script it out, or did you already have it? Like, did y'all meet and script it out?
The same script. Yo, so what it is, it's my everyday practice schedule. It's just on steroids. You understand what I'm saying? Because depending on the number of kids, depending how many things we got going on, because you try to keep the group small so you could evaluate. We start evaluating. Like, the first thing we do is so elementary that people gonna be like, oh, that's bro. If you can't get 2x2 and stay together in one lap, if you can't stay together, the kids that I see that are not together, that's already the first part of the evaluation where you can't take basic instructions and you can't even give effort enough to stay with the group. That's already, we're starting to check the checks and plus. I mean, the plus and minus system. You know what I'm saying? We're starting with the lap, and then we get into flex lines and we evaluate your athleticism. Then we get into our sprints to see if you got the heart and mental capacity to get through that. Then we get right into the circuit training. Now we're evaluating your ability and your will to stay with the rest of the group. There's always the 25 usually separate themselves right away. So, I mean,
with that being said, I want to welcome in a coach, Tito, a coach that the last name might look familiar to people. Matt, you there? I saw your picture.
Yeah,
he's on.
Yeah, I'm here, bros.
So for those that don't know,
I'm about to trying to figure this shit out.
The 9U, you was up there at first. The 9U head coach, and you haven't lost in you lost what? You're 1-1 in the All-Star game.
Well, as a head coach, I'm 1-0.
Okay.
I was on the staff since the first ever All-Star game.
Yep.
So yeah, if you want to count that, just being on the staff, we lost the first 2 years.
Yep.
So but it don't matter. The Correa's got all the wins for AC though.
Yeah, if you count as a head coach, I'm 1-0.
And for the record, Chris Durant
just to remind people, the Correa's got all 3 wins.
I don't know where
Correa's got all 3 wins.
To confirm he was going to be on, and he out of Dodge. Chris, they're gonna be saying you scared, Chris. You gotta pop out. I don't know where you at. I just text them too. So Matt,
so
y'all gonna win?
Yeah, of course, bro.
Wait, who's he facing?
I'm not losing. No, I'm not losing the All-Star game.
Yo, listen to this. It's Matt. It's Fred. It's Rodney.
On my team.
He's facing. He said who you facing. He's playing against Chris Durant.
Yeah, I don't know who. I know Sydney over there. I don't know who else they got on their staff.
Sydney's over there.
Chris and Sydney. That's all I know.
Chris said is a couple. He got a full staff. He got a full staff. He got a full staff. I think he got.
I know he got homie from Waterbury too.
With him. Yup, Terry with him.
Yeah, the Waterbury coach he got. Yep. Yeah, he got him
Terry's
too.
Listen, I think all the biggest names at that age group is going against each other. That's why I like it on each side.
I agree.
Realistically, do you think that the game going to be close? Like, you think it's going to be exciting for the people to watch, or you think you're going to make it ugly pretty quickly?
I don't think it's going to be close, bro. I'm keeping 100.
Bro, they're going to run him off the planet, cuz. They're going to run him off the planet, cuz.
I don't think it's going to be close, man. And yo, I'm not going to mention this till after. I'll talk. Oh, there he go. There he go right there.
Welcome, Chris Durant. Thank you for showing up, brother. Let me guess, you had to put on the hoodie and the hat, huh? You had to let it be. That's what you was doing.
Dressed. He had to go look in the mirror real quick, get himself together.
Oh my God, nah, it's regular, man.
Hey, is Gene Miller on your staff, Matt?
Is who?
Gene Miller.
Yeah, Gene for sure.
Oh, y'all got Gene Miller too. Okay.
Yeah,
Gene
we got Gene.
All right, so Chris,
Coach Rodney.
now that y'all both here, Chris, do you really think that you could? Honestly, I know you have to say yes, but do you think it's going to be a close game? You think you can compete with the 860 side, knowing the talent that exists on the 860 side? Because if you're looking at All-Stars championships from the past fall, 860 seem to be the more dominant level of kids at that level. Do you honestly think that you guys can keep it close?
Yes, I like there's no doubt in my mind I'm not going to win that game. It's about coaching. I think we have a good coaching staff. We talked a lot from a lot of different cities in 203. I think we're going to be ready and well put together. There's they have talent. They didn't really show me nothing coaching wise. They was built on talent. I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have that luxury.
Wait. Let me point out. Let me make sure I just heard it. Are you saying that you guys, if you're given advantages, they might have an advantage in person for person talent, but you guys have the advantage on coaching?
I think we have the advantage on coaching, and there's a lot of unseen talent, and some of them played last year in the game. I think those kids last year weren't coached properly. Sorry if they're on here. Whoever coached last year, I don't think
wasn't the legend D Hart.
You saw what he did
properly.
Yo, sorry, but legends died too, bro.
Damn.
Like, I'm saying it.
I hope you win this, D Hart. I hope you listening to this.
It's no shots fired.
It was an honor coaching against D Hart last year, man. Like that was an honor.
I mean, for real, like it was an honor, but like now they say you're a legend, so I'm about to slay that dragon, like you did him. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
It is what it is.
I love that, man. I love that. I'm only in my third. Well, this will be my third year as a head coach.
I mean,
I'm already a legend. I'll take that.
You prove success. Like what you want me to say? Like, but
no, I respect it. I ain't going against nothing you say. I think D Hart is a great coach, but somebody did point out something that that's not his level. You know, he coaches the older kids. He coaches, so maybe it was a lot for him to take on a younger group. You know, it's different from coaching 8 to coaching 12.
D Hart team. D Hart had a younger team. A lot of his kids weren't, as you would want in an All-Star game, the 9s, right? Remember, we were doing 2 years. So yeah. I'm not making no excuses.
That's how it is this year. That's how it is this year.
This year, you guys is gonna be 9 against 9. Right, yeah, so 8, so yeah, 8. So, but last year, I think, if from my memory, when I went and watched them, I can tell when I watched you guys, and because remember, I go to practices on both sides. I can see that y'all team was just a lot more advanced. And when I was talking to him, he did take on a lot. He had a large group to select, and I'm not saying he didn't choose no favorites, but a lot of his kids were on the younger side, which are kids that could come back and play at the same level, you know, the 8U level again, which means, Chris, you'll be choosing a lot of kids that are new to the All-Star game.
I got a lot of dogs. I got a lot of dogs coming.
Chris, I got to show a picture, Chris. Chris, Gene Miller wants you to explain this, Chris. What's going on here?
I love the kids, man. Coach Chris love the kids, man. I do what makes them happy.
You had to put on the jersey, man.
I had to put on. If he lost, we'd have had him in 1 too, man.
Unfortunately, it was a bet.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we came.
At least you were man of your word.
Yeah, I do it for the love of the game, man. For the love of the kids.
That's cool beans, man. You had all the kids around you. That's good stuff, man.
He got his laugh on. He can't explain why he didn't let two of my starters play when they came late to check in, and he scored and he scored 18 in the first half and then get a first down in the second. Over there crying.
We gonna talk about in the fall. So predictions.
I never heard that story.
Give me a score,
Matt.
Matt.
I see that.
Matt, give me a score. Final score.
24 zip.
I promise you guys are not. I promise you guys, you're not scoring nothing in the 20s. That this game is not even going to be that.
I mean, he asked me a question. I'm just answering it.
Chris, it's your turn.
Me, I'm gonna be more honest. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be more or less like
Chris, I'm being honest.
12. It's gonna be like 12-6 us. I'd say it's gonna be a low scoring game. I promise it's definitely gonna be a low scoring game.
So you think it's gonna be a defensive battle?
I think I put together a better defense, and with the players, I think they're gonna have a tough time. Like,
who's your offensive coordinator, Chris?
Sydney.
Sydney.
We know, because he in the comments going crazy.
He knows that, yeah.
Who your defensive coordinator?
Oh, me. I'm the
who your OC, Matt?
Coach Rodney and Gene. Rodney and Gene, they
don't ever disrespect my boy Rodney and put him.
Who your defensive coordinator, Matt?
Me and Fred.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good combination. All right, so listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like this.
We still got Coach West though.
When you think about anticipated matchups, to me, for me personally, like if I could sit and watch the game, which I never get to do, but if I could sit and watch 3 out of the 6 games, I had to watch only 3. You guys' game would be one of them because of all the coaches that's in there and all the talking that y'all do and all the characters y'all got. Whoever lose this game, we are coming back here. This is going to be, we're not doing what we do in the past. Usually All-Star coaches lose and they go away. They don't show up on the chat. They don't.
Nah, that's a fact. Nah, me and Peanut
coming back
talked about
that.
At the end of the game, me and him going, we're going to shake it up right in the middle. It's going to be all love for the whole state. For the whole state, not just A60, not just 203. It's going to be love for the whole state after the game. So,
and I will say it always have been love. Like we've never had nobody lose.
It's never been no crazy animosity with these type of games. We talk our shit after the games. We chop it up together. We laugh it off.
And then people meet in the parking lot.
People be in the parking lot, chilling, having a good time. It's going to be fun. Is it true
the first player that was a touchdown last year?
First play of the game was a touchdown last year, for a fact.
Yo, I gotta get this game. Let me say one thing. This is not last year. Please don't get this confused with last year. You guys are gonna be too laid back and too comfortable. I'm not playing with y'all this year out there, man. We're coming with energy. We are not playing with y'all. Just know.
I mean, you the new guy. You the new guy. You gotta come with that energy.
It's gonna be rah. We're gonna be. I'm gonna be on you. I'm gonna be on your coaches like my kids can be on your kids. I'm gonna be on you. I want y'all coaches to know we here. Like, damn, maybe they got a chance. Y'all gonna look nervous. Yeah, we can have y'all looking nervous.
We ain't gonna be nervous. Hell no. But I like that.
You guys better hope
like that because we need that. Last year it was just a disaster. You know what I'm saying? I don't think 203 got more than 50 yards all game.
I don't want to hear nothing about
kids that don't come to play. To bring that. We need you to bring that energy, bro.
I remember 203 had one big play. I don't know what D Hart called.
Yeah, and then AV hawked them. That's a fact. They did.
AV hawked them.
Yep. That's why I say I don't think it was over 50. I'll give them.
So what if AV don't play this year? Who's gonna hawk Aiden West? So this kid's that's
all right. So look. Since you said that, AV's not playing this year. Let's just let that be known right now. It is no excuse. We're still gonna. I said this for 24-0.
Dallas is playing. Look at the screen. Dallas just said he's playing for 860. It's on the screen. He just put.
Yeah, Dallas is playing. He has to. He played with me in the fall. He has to play for Phil. If I'm not.
What if he doesn't play? What if he doesn't play
with your fall team? Correct.
Play with where you live.
Your previous. Oh, okay.
It's where you live.
It's where you live. It's where you live.
Okay. All right.
But my whole thing is there's players that might not play this game that you guys got to rely on. Don't rely on.
No. There's a few, but we're not. We're not worried about that.
Don't let that be an excuse.
No excuses. I'm putting it on the record. There's no excuses. We're down 3 starters from last year, and there's not going to be no excuses when we still win.
And we up 6. And we up 6.
6 what?
We up 6 dogs on y'all 3.
You think they only got 3 dogs?
There's only so much 203 kids that I haven't seen, so I'm not worried about it.
Because no disrespect, you so pal. I'm all over the board, baby. I know where they at. I know what's going on.
No, it's more than pal.
It's more than pal. What you talking about?
You so locked in pal. You're blind to talent because you think you already got them all.
What? You trying to take my players?
I don't want your.
Do you want to take it there? Do you want to take it there? I'm blind to talent that you're trying to take.
I don't want to take nobody. If one of my players is coming,
we're not talking about fall. We're talking about All-Star game.
And I'm saying that's
we're talking about All-Star game. There's not a kid that you could bring that I haven't seen, bro. There's not a kid that you're gonna bring to this event that I haven't seen.
I guarantee you there is, or they were misused. Maybe they were misused last year. You didn't really see what was going on.
But what I'm saying is, there's not a kid that you're gonna bring that we're gonna be like, oh shit, I never seen this kid before. No, we have seen him before. You're probably gonna use them differently. You're probably gonna use them differently.
Three of these kids might hit your kids, and they might not. They might tap out. I'm telling you, they might tap out, bro.
Yo, Phil, this is gonna go.
They might
listen. All right, before we go, we gotta listen.
There goes Nut. There goes Nut. I know.
I wasn't there last
year. There goes Nut.
Kid I ever coached that got hit that said he don't want to play no more after. Not one.
To this 2 or 3 game.
Not one kid I ever coached. Not one kid I ever coached got hit and said, I'm not playing no more. Not one.
Hey, yo, listen.
So you think you're gonna bring a kid from 203 that's gonna do that? I got too much dogs.
We laying wood.
The kids that are not playing, they signed last year.
We laying wood, no Diddy.
There's 7 dogs we didn't even let loose last year. We got a bunch of kids we didn't even let loose last year.
Look, Rodney said there was a bunch. Rodney Myers just put in there. Here we go. Imagine the dogs that didn't even get going last year. So let me ask y'all this before we go. Y'all already got the prediction. Yep. Y'all already said what? 12-6, 24-0. We already saying that. Let me ask y'all this. Have y'all already got a plan on how y'all approaching y'all tryouts? I want y'all to talk to the people because there's people out there that's going to try out, and people are always worried they're going to get a fair shake because we all coach somewhere, right? Like, let's be honest. Yep. And so, did you meet with your staff, Chris? Like, do y'all have an idea of how y'all approaching this tryout?
Oh yeah, we met. We talk all the time. We had a chance. We talk a lot about what's going on. We know how to approach it. I think we have a very, 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 very good approach to this game. Like, we know what we're going against. We know we're going against. We know the coaches we're going against. So I think that's where we're like what you said, Tito, steroids, practice on steroids. That's how we playing. We going crazy. Like, it's gonna be.
Gonna need to.
You know what I'm saying? Not like Matt.
I'm trying to be humble, bro. Let it rip.
I say,
stop trying to be humble, brother. Let it rip.
There's not much that I have to say. I show up and I do what I do, and people see it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with Chris. I know what's going to happen. It's 2 New England championship coaches on my staff. It's not championship coaches for no reason.
Matt, so you've been through this game, Matt. Are you approaching this game like, as far as I know, obviously it's a level up, but are you approaching the tryout, all of that stuff, the same way you approached last year? Like, y'all got a system where you know what you're gonna do?
We turning it up a notch this year.
Okay.
They don't even know. They so comfortable in their own skin. They don't even know what's coming.
Listen, me and my coach talk every day. We talk every day. I got a great staff.
Man, he's gonna be looking in my face across the field. He can be looking down. He
can't
look at me across the field. He can look down. He can't look at me.
Listen. This is the crazy shit, right?
He gonna look down.
This is the crazy shit, right? Everybody knows what Peanut does, right? Everybody in this whole chat and whoever's watching, we all know Peanut does. Peanut expected me to come here going back and forth, rah, rah, rah. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm not doing that with Peanut.
What are we here for?
Everybody knows Peanut's been doing this for 10 plus years. He's been doing this for 10 plus years,
This is my
right?
3rd year coaching football. This is my 3rd year being a head coach.
I'm not going to go back and forth. I know what I do, right? He knows what he does, but we all know that Peanut does a lot of this. And it's not, you don't really got a lot of hardware to show for it.
Bro, and some of the best coaches don't got
a lot of hardware to show for it. So I'm not going to have that battle with him there. We going to meet up.
Nobody hit it. Chris Durant, a stat team already. I had to go train them and put them together. Of course, like
nobody handed it.
we ain't gonna be there. You got handed
Bro,
that. You
man,
got
All-Star game, brother.
Then you
The All-Star game.
The All-Star game is harder.
After winning the championship,
This is the All-Star game. That's what you gotta do.
They already won something. They already
The
won
All-Star
something
game,
before you got
I
there.
would put to you, Chris, the All-Star game is a little harder because you got a
It
month
is.
to. First of all, y'all playing in the Orange Bowl, so the trophy's going to be there. I got a special award for all of these kids this year. It's going to be fire. I know everybody do rings, but we're going to do something that's a little different. So we're going to have the Orange Bowl trophy there sitting with all the oranges in it. So we're going to keep the winner going to be healthy afterwards. Last words. I want to thank y'all for coming in. Matt, last words to the head coach before we get going.
I mean, just bring that energy that you got all the time when you want to scream and yell and tell people and just sometimes say a lot of false narratives. I just say, just bring all that energy. We want all that. We want, you know what I mean? We don't want no excuses. Like I said, I'm not going to have no excuses. You're not going to have no excuses. Just bring your energy that you always bring in, and I'll see you on the 13th, bro. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Hey yo, me either, man. Good luck. I'll see you on that 50. That's it. Gene, I can't wait to see you in person anyway. You do a lot of talking too.
Yeah. We see each other all the time.
But he do a lot. That's the only thing he be doing, talking, doing all that damn talking. Oh no, one more thing, yo. Don't ever disrespect my boy Rodney talking about him and G Miller, co-offensive coordinator. Don't do my boy like that. There's only one.
What you mean? You see him with us.
Don't ever do my boy like that, man. Just because a friend you just met.
I'm going to say this. The last time. Hey, yo, listen.
Yo, good luck, Matt. Good luck, Matt. Yo, thanks for having me, man.
Anytime. Hey, fellas, thank y'all. I'm going to see both of y'all on Sunday. Respect.
Sure.
Shout out to him. That is the head coach, Matt Correa. That's your head coach, Chris Durant. That's what we love, Tito. The energy behind the game and the friendly fire that we seem to be able to create this culture where we can go have them go back and forth without it being real beef. And that's the key. I think that's the key to all of it. I do think that if I analyze the game, I do say advantage 860, particularly this game. I think
I don't see.
I think the experience of Matt and them doing the game, I don't think Chris and them understand. And I gotta look. Chris might have a couple people on his staff that did the game before, but the advantage of approaching this game and doing the game, it's an advantage, right? Like you have a short window of time. How you approach it, like you said, how you approach practice, how you get everything situated. There's an advantage to that.
Yo, just because you think they're all-stars, they still have to practice, yo. You can't just show up once a week and think you're going to show up on the 13th and the product's going to be right. I could point out on the 860 side, I could point out situations where people didn't take it serious and the score reflected it. Like that, you want to avoid that for this event to continue to grow and be the way it is. We need competitive games. So you have to approach it with a different level of intensity that you approached even the fall with. Like I try to explain this to you. I don't think, and I'm not speaking for myself, there's no games with this game with me. We're coming out there to stop a mud hole in your ass. Like there is no games. This is us versus them type shit. This is 860 versus them type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no. I'm not gonna get caught up into the gibber and jabbering. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm here, and most of y'all are here. So if you want to come here, you better be on your A game. Because if not, I'm gonna run you off the field like we did last year.
Ty Carter. You said you was in the building. You better listen. Ty.
That's the wrong dude for that. You picked the wrong guy. You picked the wrong guy for that level. You picked the wrong guy. You guys got to do better than that. You picked the wrong guy.
All right. So let's move on to the next topic, Tito, because I see the numbers are high and I know why everybody here. So before I invite our next guest in, let me say, and let's be transparent. We were reading the chat room and we started feeling like people were indirectly asking me and you questions. Though they were proposing it to the old board, it really was Phil Tito. They just didn't say the names before the thing. So I said to you, Tito, I said, Tito, why don't we just give these people a chance to ask us what they want to get to know us? Because you and I never talk about that our side. We choose not to do it on a podcast. We talk about that all the time. And I tell you, I really asked my LeBron so big, we ain't got to respond. I literally think like that. Now, look, I don't care if y'all take that emotionally, if y'all feel like, oh, he think he's better than somebody. That's not what I'm saying. Though, if I'm doing something, I think I'm better. But
that's what you're not saying. That's what I'm saying. He's not saying it, but that's what I'm saying.
Is I just don't respond to stuff because typically the people that mess with me know what they believe, and the people that don't mess with me can hear the stories. People that mess with me is not around others to hear those bad stories for the most part. So I said, you know what, Tito? Let's open ourselves up. Let's allow someone to ask us questions that we will answer. We're not going to know what the questions are. It'll be off the cuff, and we'll give them a night where they can ask us anything. However, we had to choose somebody that, and that hopefully that person discussed with them. If you ask a question, you have to be prepared for the answer. You do not get to decide what our answer is going to be. With that being said, we chose the brother Sam because we both actually like Sam from Stratford. I know he says he's from West Haven, but he runs from Groundhogs. No way in hell he's from West Haven.
Yeah, definitely. We talk about that. Sam is definitely from Stratford. When I met Sam 4 or 5 years ago, he's a Stratford dude.
Listen, I am
born and bred Stratford dude.
That's
he jumped on the West Haven bandwagon.
There's no waivers for that quarterback. So, Bree, you're my favorite team mom from 203, Bree. You and T. Okay, boom. There you go. I don't know, Bree. You put up wrestlers. You know, she called us wrestlers earlier. Anyway, she sidetracked. So, Sam, welcome to the show, brother. Am I to assume you got enough questions to ask us?
Yeah, I got about 17, 18 questions.
We're going to skip some of the.
I'm not doing 17 piece.
No,
17
no, I got about 10 for Tito alone.
Okay, that's fine. So we can go back and forth. And so let's get started. What I want to say is we're going to skip some of the good content that we were going to cover, y'all. I apologize. The segment with Matt and Gene went a little wild and rowdy, which I like, but we're going to skip over that. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you, Sam, and you can start with myself. I'll say start with me. Since I'll start with whoever you want. I won't even. This is your segment.
All right. So actually, I got a couple good ones before we jump right into the stuff everybody here for. I have one anonymous person asked, "What do you guys do, and how educated are you?"
Tito, I'll let you go speak about what you do, your education, as much as you want to give.
I got a degree in human services from Mitchell College in 2005.
Tito?
That was Tito.
I mean, Phil?
That was me.
I have an MIS bachelor's degree from Western. I got a master's degree from UConn in educational psychology with a concentration in technology, K through 12, teaching K through 12 technology. I got a master's degree also in sports management from Southern Connecticut State University that I got because I'm in the sports realm. I felt I would be able to help the youth out in Hartford more if I was able to actually, people will take you credibility more when you have a degree. So that's my education background.
Okay. I have another one. This is the last one that's joint. What do you think about the new crop of coaches coming in New England, and which one do you personally think has potential for longevity?
Well, my answer is easily Jalen Rivera. Jalen Rivera is the hottest young coach in the game.
And where does he coach at?
Where do you think he coaches at? Coaches at Maloney, if you want me to be honest.
Where does he coach for
Maloney,
you?
but he coaches. He's from the Powell program. He coaches the Powell program, but he coaches. He's a coach at Maloney. Okay. I mean, I think he's at the head of the pack. There's other guys I've seen throughout the region, but the longevity. When you said longevity, I mean, I think he's a lifer. I believe he's a lifer. So,
okay. Phil, you?
It's hard for me because I don't have the people that been in the Hurricanes and Tito know this. We've been around forever. So when you say new, I don't know who's new. I will say this, like if I got a group of 6U coaches that's on their way up, that new in the game, I think they're going to be really, really good because they taking the game serious. They're young. They're so young that I coached them my first year in Pop Warner young. Like, I'm assuming you're talking about young, right? Like their age, they're young, they're just getting into coaching and they're spreading it.
Yeah, that's a loaded question. I'm thinking about it.
Because
that's kind of loaded because
that's new to the Hurricanes, like Larry Myers, that I think I don't see. He may not lose a game over the next couple.
We're talking
years.
about I think he's talking about new coaches.
Young, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about new coaches.
Yeah,
it gotta be young. It's new.
He's talking about there's no age on it.
Right.
Yeah, so that would be
new.
I got a group of 6U coaches.
Just came.
Coach Sean Jennings, my 10U coach, and Larry Myers is new to me. I know everybody else knew him at AYF, but he's new to me. I think he's going to be great.
All right. This one's directed at Tito. It's a two-part question. Did you bend or break the rules for your 13U PAL team? And the second part is, what really happened?
Well, the first part is, number one, what the team got disqualified for was not what they was accusing us of to begin with. So at first they said we were a tryout team, which was not true. They were accusing us of having a tryout on July 28th, 27th, which I have the receipts for all this. I was at my daughter's play, and Phil knows this, and people that know me know this. She was the lead in the Beauty and the Beast play here in New Britain. They're claiming there was a workout at PAL, and the kid was told not to come back. The reality of the matter is there was a workout at PAL, an off-season workout like everybody else. As anybody knows, I've had that team since they were 9, 10 years old. Our team was set long before August 1st. The team had been with me for springs, 5 or 6 falls and springs, however many you want to put them together. We have been together since 10 years old. The team was already established. Everything was all good until everybody seen us play Springfield in the scrimmage, which everybody came to a scrimmage, which is corny to me. Like we're scrimmaging in Springfield. It was an AYF Pop Warner crossover thing. Then all of a sudden, come that next Tuesday, all these emails are popping up that we cut a kid. Mind you, I wasn't at the workout that they're saying was a tryout, number one. Number two, there was an email that went out that my name had nothing to do with or even attached to, but somehow I got blamed for it. Either way, that's all good. I ate the bullet. The team was highly successful. They competed through the season. To come to week 8, after we played Mount Hope and beat Mount Hope, we get a letter that Tuesday that now the team, after Pop Warner approved the team and said there was no wrongdoing with the team, and I bit the bullet for the organization, kept my mouth shut. Now they come week 7 and deem the team, and I have the paperwork. This is what they were expelled for being a quote-unquote all-star team. That's the straight-up truth. That's what happened. We were deemed an all-star team, and we were seen not fit to play, I guess, in Pop Warner, which the real truth is, I know who was behind it. I know the players that were behind it. When they merged their two teams together, they thought they had a shot, and they weren't good enough. So they put the battery in Mike Glass's back to get us out of there, and they got us out of there because they assumed power on the board. I was going to mention people's names, but none of these people are worthy of me mentioning their names. And the truth is, nobody wanted to compete. They found a way to get rid of a team, and trust me, that team would have won the 13U national championship, and they made sure we didn't win it. And that's just what it is. So peace to all the kids that stuck with me and played through the season and handled all that adversity. But the truth was, we had the team to do it, and they made sure they took it away from us. And it's all good. You live, you get through it, you move past, you face it. It is what it is.
Okay. Good answer. This one's for Phil. In your own words, what really happened in Sonya Brawl?
In my own words, can't say nobody else's words. All right. The Aunt Sonya game, 2019. This is a strange story.
You guys are going back in the history.
I know that's a wild question.
You're going back in the history.
This is a strange story.
That's 5 years ago.
Yeah. Phil had nothing to do with it. So I'll explain to you what happened. So our 14U, and there's teams that can vouch, New Haven. Our 14U was playing Hamden Hurricanes. Our 12, before our 14U played, our 12U played in Sonya. We had a head coach at the time. What is his name? Eugene, I think his name was. Eugene. We had a head coach at the time, Eugene, who was coaching 12U, who was beating Ansonia. I guess from what I understood, he decided at the end of the game there was a kid from Ansonia that was playing them dirty. He did an onside kick with like 24 seconds left and targeted a kid, and one of our kids went and hit him. I'm not even in the park. I'm not at the field. I am working, getting ready for my 14U game to play Hamden. The running back was Correa at the time. As I walk into the stadium, it's an uproar. I'm just coming from practice. I walk into the stadium. The refs is running over. Ansonia's running over. Ansonia crowd is pissed. I'm like, whoa. I walk onto the field. They're like, Phil, your coach should be ejected for doing the onside kick. And if you know Pop Warner rules, Tito and Sam, who's responsible when something like that happens? The head coach. The president and the head coach. Correct. So what happened was I had to accept responsibility. So they ejected our player. And that night, Rich Photos, who was the president of Southern, wanted Gene banned for life. I stepped in and worked it out. We did end up suspending another coach who I guess Gene said was responsible for it because ultimately he was responsible. He was going to get banned. During that event, we then go to play Hamden. Now, mind you, Ansonia game is over. We beat them like 28-6. But Ansonia 14U play New Haven 14U after us. So you still have Ansonia fans at the game, or at least coming in. The 12U fans are already stayed. They had 3 undefeated teams playing at Hartford that day. So they fans was kind of staying to support each other, which all of our fans do. I don't have a problem with that. As our 14U game winds down, I decided to pray in the middle of the field. One of the Hamden kids' fathers got shot the night before in a murder. So I asked them, can we Hurricanes and y'all pray together? I did a prayer, me personally. I said the prayer on behalf of the kid. As we disperse, whatever's happening up in the crowd, let me pause for a second and say this. I don't break up women fights. Because if I grab Sam's wife, who don't know me, Sam gonna say, don't touch my wife. I don't believe in breaking up women fights, especially if I don't know the women. The crowd is going back and forth, et cetera, et cetera. I'm walking down, resetting the clock, and I hear the crowd yell at me and go, hey, Phil, turn around. So when I turn around, the Ansonia coach is right in front of me. The president is running up to me. And he said this on the news. He was cursing, screaming at me. You need to get your effing program together. But mind you, we did not play Ansonia the 14U. So I just kind of mush him back because I don't know him well enough. You know, that's weird to let somebody invade your space. I just kind of pushed him back. I ain't going to get into what else. New Haven kind of broke everything up. And, you know, it went to the news. They started calling the news with accusations of what it was. Police came on the scene. I ended up kicking everybody out the stadium, all the fans. And New Haven and Ansonia played the football game with all the stands watching from outside the gate. That's what happened.
Okay. All right. Next question for Tito. It's supposed to be a public New England forum to say what you want and reason. Why you keep kicking people out who don't side with you?
It's not even about siding with me. First of all, it used to be an open network. Me and Phil decided years ago that we wanted this thing to go a different direction, which it never went in the direction that I wanted it to go. I wanted this to be a forum where we were actually talking about football, coaching, talking about the jewels of coaching. Then there was a while that it turned into the spicy talk. And honestly, the spicy talk was getting too crazy. And I felt like it was some of the people on the forum were turning away a lot of people that wanted to be on the forum, because we have a lot of people on this forum that don't talk. And I felt that all the negativity and all of that was never going to let us grow, which in truth, what I said was the truth. I got rid of the rotten apples, and then we kind of blew up because I wanted to keep the forum. My point was to make it an educational place for coaches who wanted to talk coaches. Then we took it further, like maybe we just not only do coaches, we're going to talk about social topics within what we do as two dudes that have been doing it a long time. You know, as administrators and coaches, we felt we had a lot to offer topic-wise. Then we let a lot of people in my opinion, who are undesirables, and they were muddying up the forum as moderators and administrators of the forum. If I feel you're not a good fit for the network, I have the right to exclude you from the network.
Okay. This one's for Phil. Who keeps leading you down the wrong path for the All-Star game themes and uniforms?
So the truth of the matter is,
yo, I'll be disagreeing with you. I'm gonna be honest. Hold on. I'm gonna answer some of this for him. I'm the first one to hate on this dude with the uniforms, and then every time when I see them, I change my tune. You know what I'm saying? In person. So, trust me, I'm the first one that always goes against it, and then somehow, some way, he always pulls it off. So I don't think it's that bad, me personally. But go ahead.
Yo, listen, the truth of the matter is I try to think outside the box. I try to think of something that nobody ever think I'm going to do, right? I knew nobody would think of Scooby-Doo because that's when I was a kid. These kids don't even know who Scooby-Doo is. I thought it was good to do something different. Now, this year I said, okay, let me try to do something that's popular. I'm going to tell you what I actually did. I went and started talking to children. I did. I went and started asking kids. A kid helped me design the uniforms. I'm gonna tell you how you know. I don't know nothing about Black Ops. What is it called? Call of Duty. I know nothing about it. Never played the game. When I first came up with the first initial design, I guess I did not know Modern Warfare and Black Ops was two different things. I just thought all of it is Call of Duty. And the kid was like, "No, you can't have that logo on the Black Ops because that's not Black Ops." And they were leaders like, you got to change this and you got to add that. And so I've been working with kids and high school kids and regular kids to help me design uniforms, because at the end of the day, I really don't care if adults dislike them. The kids love it. And that's my goal. I'm trying to target these children.
Okay. This one's for Tito. If perception is reality, why is every team that can threaten to beat you have a problem with, or you try not to play? The only game we've seen you play that was Hamden.
Was Hamden?
Hamden.
That's the only team that, I guess the question basically saying he
played Mount Hope. He played Hamden. He played West Haven, New Haven,
Waterbury Patriots. Dude, I've been doing this 23 years. I've never ducked any team. But I got receipts of people ducking me when we had no games to play last year, and we're trying to just play anybody to close the gap to Florida of people that refuse to play the 13U. Now, there's people that I believe that I don't.
You played Hamden at 12, right? That's 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago already. Yeah. But like I said, I told you I was going to be able to pinpoint where these questions came from. These are the people that like this. Bro, I ain't never ducked the game in my life. And I lose games all the time. I'm not a sore loser. I'm not a sore loser. But if I don't respect who you are in this community, which I reserve the right to whether respect you or not respect you, I don't need to deal with you. And I won't deal with you. And that's just the bottom line. Like we've created at PAL, we've created a level, a standard. And we're only going to deal with people that are of that standard. We're not dealing with nobody below the standard. So, and that's just the bottom line. People could say, I would love to know who we ever ducked out of plane, ever. 23 years of doing this, and people going to paint the narrative, and this is why I understand what Phil's saying. You want to paint the narrative, you could. There's a standard here, and you guys ain't at it. So whatever the situation is, you can feel how you want to feel, but we have never ducked playing the game from anybody, and I lose games all the time and wind up having to play people again in the playoffs, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You do this long enough, you're going to lose games. We're never going to just duck out of a game. It's just a football game at the end of the day.
So there was a two-part to that question, and the second part was, why did you pull out of the spring New England team? You pull out of that game.
I didn't pull out of nothing. It doesn't make sense for two sides that don't mess with each other to congregate in a place for where there's going to be potential fireworks. Number one, that wasn't the schedule. The schedule was tampered with. They were in a whole different division. They weren't in my division. And all those changes came last minute at a second. And all that was rectified on it was that we got back to our original schedule. We were in the Premier Division. They were in the Standard Division. There was no reason for us to play in the Standard Division when it wasn't going to help us in the Premier Division. That's just the bottom line.
Okay.
But these same
Phil.
people that I asked for a game in the fall, and I got the receipts. I should send them, Phil, to put up here. This same person is saying this because I know where this question came from. When they was down for 3 weeks in the fall because there was no 14Us in the AYF, and I'm telling them play your 14U to play my 13U to close the gap between weeks before people had to play. Nobody wanted to play, but we're ducking the game. Like this shit. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna try to keep it professional. Go ahead.
Hey Phil, who's behind the blocking, banning, and kicking out of the forum?
Me.
Who's behind?
I'll take the hit for that.
Me and Tito go back and forth all the time. I don't block. I don't care what people say, dude. Like I just one of them. I generally don't care what nobody say. I'm an arguer. Like I like a debate. I don't care if you're asking me. Well, Tito tell you. Look, Tito blocks the people. Listen, I got people that run up on me that I never met before, asking me, "Yo, why you kick me out of a forum?" And it's weird energy to have a grown man you don't know run up on you. And I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes go places I gotta feel like I need to protect myself because dudes be mad over a forum. Like I've never blocked nobody because I don't do it though. Like it's just it's for me like
yo, I have a vision.
But Tito
right,
have a
vision.
Have a vision. Yeah, we were doing. We started it. We were doing the coaching forums where Sam come up here and teach everybody defense, right? Remember, we was bringing on coaches to teach. That's what the vision was, and it kind of skewed off. So it was getting to a point where if Tito felt anybody was outside that vision, he was, blocking it out, and it was what it is.
Which the forum didn't move forward until we got rid of all the bad apples. Then the forum took a life of its own, and the podcast took a life of its own because there was, at the beginning, if you remember, this was a negative place to be. It was just spicy talk all the time. You know, there was a couple situations. Remember, there was that big contingency from London and Bridgeport. That shit was getting out of hand, and we was losing viewers. We was losing viewership because the negativity overtook the vision. When me and Phil been talking about this for 15 years. We didn't get it going till about 2020. It took years of talking and planning. And when we got it together, it didn't go the way we wanted to go. And then we had to wrangle it back in. We did. We are, how do I say the word I'm looking for? It's gone in the direction we wanted to go. And I think we've cleaned it up a lot because if you look at our audience has changed drastically over the last 3-4 years from where we were predominantly inner city forum. We have a lot more engagement for people everywhere else now. And that was the overall vision of why we try to keep the board to a network of people that are going to be respectful and have integrity and try to bring value to the forum and the podcast.
All right. So there's a question for Phil, and then there's a second part that's actually for Tito. So the first one for Phil is when all that New Britain Powell 13U scandal stuff going on, why did you never cover it? That's for Phil. And then the second part of that question is, Tito, why did you pull out of the forum? Wait, hold on, excuse me. Why didn't you address it when it was happening, and why did you leave the podcast?
You want? I'll go first. All right. So I was in a dilemma. The reason I didn't cover it, and I'm gonna tell everybody why. I was actually on the New England Regional Board at the time, so I was asked to not talk about the situation because I was on the region board. I had access to information, to emails, and to things that was going on. So much so, I eventually was told, Phil, you're too close to this guy by the region, and we're going to have to X you out of meetings. So I was like in this pulley, right, where obviously it should be covered because that's what we do. But I'm being told, Phil, because the power of the title that you hold in the region, you can't talk about this from up top. I got to be quiet. And think about it. I would have somewhat exposed Pop Warner's position because of my title, because I was privy to information and then kicked out of information because of me and Tito's relationship. So, and I told him, I said, T, I was just told I can't have anything to do with it because they're saying me and you too close, you know? And so I was in this pulley situation. So I was asked not to talk about it by people up top. That's why y'all heard me skip over it. I always felt like it was Tito's discussion to have. I let Tito hear.
And the second part of that question was, Tito, why did you I'm sorry, give me a second. Why didn't you address it when it was happening?
All right, first
why'd you leave the podcast?
All right, the first part of it, let's be real. Obviously over the last 10 years of my life, I changed my life drastically. But the first 35, 36, 7 years of my life, I was a very different person. I've always been taught when you got an open case, you know what I'm saying? You shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You shut your mouth, you pull yourself out the limelight and try to let the process take care of itself. The process didn't work out in our favor. It was something that I was going through. I was being accused of something that I absolutely didn't do. And I know the only person that knows the truth to this is the man sitting next to me, because he was involved in the other part of it and seeing the other part of it. I was not the person that's supposed to go down for this, but what I stand on, and I was being accused of it. So what you do is you shut your mouth, take a step back, and let the shit play out. And it played out the way it was supposed to play out. I feel that it played out the way it's supposed to play out. We wound up in a better situation. It got me to where I wanted to be in AYF. It got Powell into a better situation. We still took a trip to Florida, playing the tournament. We still played a bunch of football games. We were able to play Brick City, Silk City. So when people say we duck games, I mean, you guys seem to forget we played Brick City come November last fall, who was the previous year's national champion at AYF. I mean, I felt like the thing to do was take a step back, shut my mouth, let things play out. I still have a job to protect. I still have a family to protect. And I know my involvement with the podcast and forum, it already had put me in a dark enough place, and dealing with some of these people we deal with on this forum and podcast, I didn't want to be taken into a darker place. And that's just the truth of it. Phil kind of knows how I am when I get to those situations. I kind of shut down from anybody. I'll do more listening and talking. I mean, we got a 20-year relationship, so he knows I've done this multiple times. Sometimes I got to go through what I'm going to go through by myself in the dark, and that's just how I am. I've done that with all the relationships that went wrong in my life. I've done that anytime I've been in trouble with the law. Sometimes you got to just fall back, sit it down, and let the process play out. And I mean, that's as real as I can keep it.
All right. I got about 2 questions each. Phil, what is your beef with Eugene and the Brotherhood? And do you see it being resolved?
Never. I'll answer that. Never.
No. Let me answer this. What's the first part of the question?
What's your beef with Eugene and the Brotherhood?
the Brotherhood, if I'm not mistaken, is an LLC. I would assume. I don't have problems with businesses. Let's push that aside. The brother you talking about, I don't know Eugene very well. Eugene played coach. Let me be clear. Eugene coached for us, I think like 3 or 4 years ago, Hurricanes. Sometime about 2018, 2019, one of my coaches that was on his staff had came to me and he said, yo, I need to show you something. And look, we talked about this on the podcast before, but I'll revisit it. Early on, we first did
it was 3-4 years ago. Right. It was the first podcast we ever did. This was 3-4 years ago.
I said, he felt some type of way. So he showed me a text thread of basically Eugene just trashing me. You know what I'm saying? Like to my Hurricane coaches that he came into, they were already at the Hurricanes. Like he whatever happened between him and New Haven, he was no longer welcome there. I invited him over here and he was trashing me to my coaches in a text thread. So they showed me, you know what? I don't require you to like me to be in my program. My requirement is do right by children. It's some dudes in the Hurricanes I give that to. I don't know what they do. I don't know their name. I don't know my kids don't play. They never played. Our wives wasn't together. We had never went to each other cookouts. And so it's been like 5 years since I think he's coaching the Hurricanes, I think before the pandemic. But anyway, so I saw that naturally I just kind of, move back. But again, let's not forget, he came back in 2020 to coach. He was coaching. Now, it was other stuff. I don't know how much in the weeds whoever asking a question. It was other stuff like, and you could talk to coaches. It was a jazz festival in Hartford. Come to find out, I got called from one of the state senators. I had coaches running around there collecting money. Well, the Hurricanes have never done that. And it was him. That again, this is like a pile-on, right? And then ultimately what happened was talk to Daryl Sebastian. I'm sorry to throw names out there, but y'all asking the questions. Daryl Sebastian called me, and I said this publicly. He called me during the pandemic and was like, yo, your man wants to play under New London and Tito's what was the league? The 2020 league.
Independent. Sam was a part of it. The pandemic, the year of the pandemic, the independent league, we put on that PAL. Every game in the state was played at PAL during the pandemic. Any football that was played in the state, high school youth was played at PAL. He was a part of it.
So he was like, yo, he told me don't tell you. He don't want you to know. But me and Daryl had a relationship, and I had helped him do what he can to get the New London Nightmare in the Pop Warner. So he felt the desire to let me know. And he did. And I told him thank you because that was just our relationship. So I just texted him thanks. And then I had text Gene. And I think that might be the last text I ever sent him. I was like, yo, just a heads up. Because Daryl gave me the ultimatum. But be honest with you, he said, yo, since I rock with you, if you tell me no, I'll shut home down and he won't play this year. And I was like, no. He got Hurricane kids on his team, bro. Let him play. And so they went and played. You know what I'm saying? Without no problem. But then I got calls from different weird stuff was happening. Like the regional director. Now, I don't know if y'all remember. I can pull it. You can WFSB this. The news interviewed me. Remember, back then they put me on and a doctor on and had us going at each other. But me and the doctor wasn't with each other because I was the first program in the state to shut down. And I guess he had went to Dennis Beatty and told Dennis I shut down because I didn't want him to win a national championship. Never mind the pandemic. It was 2020. I shut down early. I was out of Southern. I shut down before Southern shut down. I was the only team in Southern to pull out and say Hartford can't do it. And y'all want to know why? I'm not going to tell y'all why. But anyway, I was asked to shut down for political reasons. Let me just say it like that. And so I basically shut down, and he went to Dennis, who was telling the regional director who called me, and I had to tell the regional director, check the system to see my numbers. I had 20 kids every level. So it wasn't a numbers problem. It was I have to shut down problem. So in the end, it was just a bunch of stuff. And to be honest, on top of all of that, so that's what happened. If you got somebody talking bad about you and doing all this stuff about you behind your back, I didn't do anything except
collecting money in your program's name.
I don't understand why
money in your program name.
If somebody do that to you in life, you would say, I'm falling back. So all I did was just fall back. Now, as far as work it out, we weren't friends. What do y'all want us to work out? Like, they were coaching. He coaches still. I coach still. It's not like if I see him, I'm gonna tackle him. He big. He damn near. He came to my cheer competition without no kids at the cheer competition. I don't have a problem to the point where, you know, anybody out there, and I'm gonna put this out there. There's a lot of viewers right now. There's nobody out there that meet me that ever hear me say any person name that I have a problem with. But I guarantee you, when you meet the people that have a problem with me, they mention me. I'm not around men that I can talk about other men because they'll check me. I'm around dudes that check me when I'm talking about men. That's just the type of dudes I'm around. Yo, why you keep talking about boom, 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 boom? So I that's not a thing with me in the way I operate. And that was the purpose of this segment, right? And so will it ever get better? It's nothing to get better. Like, what do y'all want us to do? Like, y'all want us to come publicly walking down the street together? Like, he not from Hartford.
Yeah, he don't bring no value. He don't.
We're in different programs. We move forward. I'm good. That's all. It's not.
He don't bring no value. They don't bring no value to what we do. I mean, that's where we're at in life, both of us as middle class men. I mean, if you don't bring value to what we got going on, we ain't got to fuck with you. We ain't got to acknowledge you. We ain't got to do none of that.
All right. So I have one that says, if you're the general, why are you so emotional?
I know who asked that question. When have you ever seen me have an emotionally driven post anywhere on social media? When people say emotional, what are we talking about? Well, because I speak aggressively and I speak passionately. What are we talking about? What are we talking about emotion? Women have emotions. I have no emotions. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I see people talking about me all the time and I turn the other cheek. So when people say that, I believe the person that's asking that question is the most emotional human being I've ever seen in my life. Because if you look on his social media page, he's always crying about something publicly. Crying about something publicly. When you ever see it, and people didn't know me, I'll be going through shit in my real life, like real life shit. They got nothing to do with football and all this other garbage that I deal with. You've never heard me once mention anything about it. The people that mess with me know I'll be going through shit, like real shit, real life shit. And you never once will hear what's going on with me in my personal life anywhere unless you a nigga that fuck with me. And there ain't too many cats that I fuck with like that. Like, that's just a straight up truth. So when people say that, that's a narrative they want to picture, they want to paint, and they want to believe it, and they want to make other people believe it. And it's just so far from the truth. But it's all good. I hope that answers it. I mean, I don't want to get emotional about it.
Phil, this is your last, second to last question. Why is it a lack of Hartford kids? Yeah, I know. Why is there a lack of Hartford kids playing spring? Are you the one holding the kids back from playing spring? Are you telling parents not to do it?
The answer is no. I don't do spring. I don't tell kids not to play spring. I actually have kids playing spring. There's two programs in Hartford. Hartford kids generally don't really play spring football. It's not a thing. And even I said this to everybody out there. It's a fad, spring football. Look at how many teams, Sam, when you were doing it back after 2020. What do we have now? As of next year, if New Britain don't do it, and if Rob Best don't do it, there may be no spring teams as of next year almost. Right? There'll be travel teams. I don't consider what Bree doing with the Route 8 boys and what Chris Durant doing with the Connecticut Intruders spring football. That's like an all-star thing.
That's the difference.
The spring thing, for me, I thought it was kind of like a fad. And listen, our kids typically don't play. Now, I'll say this. I don't promote it because I don't believe in it. To my core, I don't think kids should put their body, their mental, and their physical through that many tackles in football a year. I don't think you get better playing spring. I don't want to argue with anybody. There may be statistics that I'm wrong. I'm a stats guy. If it is, cool. But I just don't think kids should play football all year round. With that being said, there's never been a kid that asked me, Coach, should I play? And I'll say no. Now, if Sam say, yo, Phil, I'm thinking about playing spring. What do you think I should do with my child? I say, Sam, your son is a quarterback. Work on his speed and put him in 7-on-7. Let him learn how to read coverages. Let him do this. Dodging an all-out blitz and having to throw the ball in less than 2 seconds is not helping him for his career. That would be my conversation to you. So if that was telling somebody not to play spring, then I'm guilty. But I don't have the ability to hold people back. When Nationals is on
the other part is where would the Hartford kids? Hold on, my bad. Where would the Hartford kids play spring? The closest one would be us, and that's not all that close. The next closest one would be Bestingham. I mean, which it would be an hour drive for the Hartford guys, or 40 minutes, whatever it is. What options do the Hartford kids? They don't have any reasonable options for them to play spring. So I don't see how people would think Phil's holding people back. And there's another program at Hartford. That's just all. I could pinpoint where that question came from. But all right, go ahead, let's go.
I got this is the last question for both of you. Since you guys call 7-on-7 the Panty League, will you two ever join up and have a 7-on-7 league? I mean, 7-on-7 team.
Me and Phil have been in the works for years.
We're going to start a 7-on-7. So the answer is yes. Thank you, Sam, for coming and asking the people's questions. That's it, right? That's it?
Yes, sir. That's it.
That's it. I hope everybody out there got what they wanted. Now, can we get back to the All-Star game this year? No, seriously. On a serious note, I hope they got some. I thought it would be more insightful about who we are as people as opposed to who our beefs are. But I get it. If that's what.
Hold on. I just want to clarify the 7-on-7, the pansy stuff and all that. Hold on.
All right, go ahead.
Number one, when I talk about the underwear Olympics, I'm talking about the 5-on-5 flag stuff and the flag. That whole wave. I don't see the value it brings to 11-man football. 7-on-7 is a different thing because you do 7-on-7 in practice. That's not the same thing. People are always confusing it. You get what I'm saying? There is value in 7-on-7. Now, do I agree with the quarterback rules and all that? No, because I don't think that happens in real life. But there is value for receivers and DBs in 7-on-7. So please don't confuse my opinion on 5-on-5 flag and 7-on-7 as the same thing. I just want to clarify that.
Okay, and where are you guys debuting this flag team?
And your bowl.
We're going to try next year. We're trying to get it off in 2025. It's going to be in the works for 2025, and we'll probably roll out a 14 and a 16, something like that. It's got to be something for the kids going into high school because I don't think 7-on-7 is worthy any younger than that. You know what I'm saying? It'd have to be. We got to talk about it, but whatever we put our heads to, we're going to put it together. I mean,
let me answer your question, though. I don't call it the, what did you say? The underwear league, whatever you said, Sam?
Underwear Olympics, bro.
I'm going to tell you, I spoke with, and I said this clearly, I spoke with a coach from Windsor High School that told me personally that that he was doing 7-on-7 at a camp. I'm not going to say the college because I haven't got approval. And the offer came down right there on the spot. Right there on the spot. That the offer came down. They offered those 2 or 3 kids on that team full rides. Not the fake, you can get a full ride. These are juniors and seniors, meaning they going if they accept. Again, I'm a guy that if you show me the proof and you show me that I have to stand on, I have to believe it. So I'm talking to a coach that I trust. And when he said that to me, I had to believe that that's what took place, that's what really happened. And so obviously, and I will be clear, my mind about 7-on-7 changed. Like, hopefully we all are at a point in our life where confronted with factual data and information, you grow, you evolve, and you say, I'm wrong. So all I did was say, damn, okay, I understand that now. You know what I'm saying? I understand the I understand the benefits of it. So I just never understood the 7-on-7 or flag thing. I just never, because again, Sam, it's okay not to understand something. I'm not in that world. I don't understand jail culture. I'm not in that world. So me not being in the world, not understanding it, I can't promote it. I can't Sam, I can't ask you to promote the Hartford Hurricanes, Sam. You know nothing about the Hartford Hurricanes other than the fact that we own West Haven Field whenever we show up. Other than that, you know nothing about it. So for me to ask you to promote it, you go, Phil, give me some data, give me some info. So once I got info, I changed my stance. And so I'll say this, Larry Dixon, who coached with me, we went down to Florida, had a great run. His son is a dog, brought a bunch of dogs from New London area. Me and him had discussions. Somebody I trust. That ain't the coach I was talking about. And his CT Prime team, when having my private discussions with that brother and listening to his stories, I know Larry's an official dude from New Orleans. I built with him. We talked a lot. He's a real dude. Like his dealings with me has always been official. So I can't speak how other people feel with me. He's always been A1. I heard the stories of what his kids and the benefits his kids was getting when he was taking them to these college tournaments. So I now know it matters. And so I changed my stance. And so I don't have a problem with it at all now. But again, at the beginning, no, I didn't believe it too much.
All right. Well, that concludes this interview because I have no more questions.
No, then the other thing is like, yo, dude, people need to understand there was a conversation on the podcast yesterday that I want to address, period. Like, when you pour your heart and soul into something, you know what I'm saying, and relationships sour or whatever the reason may be, and people go different ways, I would never expect anybody to acknowledge me after we part ways for whatever reason. There's no reason for anybody to root for anybody else when things don't work out. You know, it's been going on in life forever. When things don't work out, you go your direction, they go theirs. It's no longer nobody's job to root for you. I don't take it personally if you don't root for me. I don't know why people would take it personally when somebody else don't root for them, period. As far as CT, not supporting CT, I've said this many times. The culture in CT is toxic, and we know how people, like, I just talk about me and Phil, how people view me and Phil. I'm beyond that, all that Connecticut over everybody shit. Like, I don't believe in that shit. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you at no level. Of course, I don't want to see you succeed. I mean, that's just what it is. That's just me keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? You can't just keep coming for cats and thinking cats is going to rock with you. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes in no walk of life. So I don't take it personally, or I don't go out my way to slight anybody. If I mess with you, I mess with you. If I don't, I don't. It's not personal. You can feel how you want. Take the emotions out of it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't lose no sleep over it. I got real shit going on in my life, real things to be concerned about. This is just one part of my life. There's 2 other parts of my life that are way more important.
Listen, man. I mean, Sam, you know, Sam, West Haven has had a lot of success over the last couple years. Your film from Connecticut people have ended up in the hands of national people and people in mass. The word Connecticut over everything is it. You wanted Connecticut over everything when you're successful.
You're up.
It's
yeah,
not
you're
Connecticut
up.
over everything when somebody else is successful. And I said this to you, Sam and Tito, and I'm going to say it publicly. When West Haven was in that national championship, I was scrolling, watching people say, yo, West Haven, bring it home, knowing damn well they was on their knees the night before going, please let these Negroes lose. I do not want them to win and have to deal with them saying, yo, I got this.
I mean, that's competition.
Let's be real.
I don't know.
People weren't rooting for y'all, bro. I'm keeping it real with you. People were not rooting for West Haven. It's Connecticut over everything when you want Connecticut to root for you. When it's somebody else, it's not Connecticut over everything. Now, I understand why the parents will say it, because they don't understand the coaching culture. They're just saying hey,
the competitive
guy,
culture.
right? But like the where is the culture when you're not the one that want the Connecticut support? Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Where's the culture when you're not the one that want the support? It's not. So, like, let's be real. The Hartford Hurricanes have been successful for a very long time, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm thankful for that. I don't think it's always gonna stay. But you know how many times my game has ended up in Dorchester hands or Mount Hope hands? Mount Hope do a lot of things. But like, I talked to these guys that told me who gave them the game, and it was Connecticut guys. I never went online and posted.
Yeah, I'll say this. I can say when we played Enon the first night, I think it was Hartford's 11U. The whole team was on our side bleachers rocking. Like,
yep. I remember.
We all celebrating the tunnel. I do feel like it's Connecticut over everybody when we're out of town. That's just
you feel it. Hold on, are you saying it should be, or are you saying it? That's how it is.
No, he's saying that's how it feels. He said he feels like it's
that's how I feel. Like even when sevens we go away and let's say some Connecticut teams are there. Connecticut be together for the most part. So far,
but that's always been our culture.
But even with the tackle this past weekend, I wasn't there, but my brother was there. He was like, the CT teams was like, you would have thought like everybody rock with each other, even if they don't. You would have thought that because that's the vibe when they get out there. It's like us against everybody else. So I can say it is like that, but in the fall it's not like that, which is totally different.
It's not like that in the fall because you got to think we're in competition. We're in competition with each other. I don't know nobody that if somebody beats you, and maybe there is guys like this. I know even me, I'm not like this. If you beat me, I will respect that you beat me. It doesn't mean that I want to go see you take it all down. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I would never come out publicly and say that. But it's like, everybody be bitter when they lose. Like, it's not, I would think it's unnatural to be like, well, oh, go ahead, go. We want to see you do it all at the demise of my program, potentially. Like, I don't know too many people that think like that in a competitive atmosphere. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. I don't know. But I don't know too many people in real time that are going to be all perky to see you go and do something they thought they could have did. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know too many people that are like that.
It's easy. I get why people say Connecticut or everything when me and Monica's around, because we really like that and we pop out. For years, we showed up to Stratford games down in Nationals. Remember, y'all, Hartford plays Division I day, Stratford plays Division II. We had no reason to be showing up to ESPN White World of Sports other than standing. This is all documented all on the gram, right? Showing up, standing on Stratford sideline, just flooding the sideline, showing love, win, lose, or draw, just to let them know we there. My 11U team popped out over at West Road, shaking the kids' hands as they come in the tunnel, dancing, again, documented on social media. So there's nobody that will ever say the Hartford Hurricanes film on them. There's nobody out there that could say any Hurricane coach ever gave up film on them. Not one person. Now, I'll tell you a Wes Hader story since I got Wes Rowe here. Ask Rick. Ask OG Rick this. Rick was about to play somebody who I played. I lost to. Rick said, yo, we got to play so-and-so. I sent Rick 5 games to prepare for a team here in New England. 5 games for him to prepare for a team here in New England. So much so that the other team had film on him. Of course, they thought I did it. So his coaches on Rick's staff was like, yo, no, man, why Phil on our sideline? He gave up film. They had to tell him, no, Phil is the one that helped us prepare for them. I never gave up film on nobody. None of my coaches ever gave up film on nobody. I don't really got a lot of sucker shit around me. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, on my day-to-day, I don't really got a lot of sucker shit around me. And so my coaches and we talk, like, it's simple. If you blowing us out and you beating us by 50, I tell y'all all the time, saying, win by how much you want. But you got a team that got to play my next team. I'll get you back. I say that all the time when we play because I got a team that's going to win. I got teams that's going to lose. But the level of respect that you show one of my teams, the level of respect I'll show yours on the back end. Or we just show each other. And that's how I think it should be. But I've never given up film on nobody. Boy, did I want to when I was pissed. You know what I'm saying? Boy, did I want to when I heard a team gave up film on us. Right? But I felt like if I didn't stand up for something, then I would have broke my own creed, dog. If I would have gave up film on Sam because I heard on West Haven because I heard another West Haven coach gave up. Now I'm forever that dude that gotta say, yeah, I give up film on people. I gotta eat that when I look in the mirror. And I'm not standing on no sucker shit for nobody. And so in my program, we don't do that, dog. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. But go ahead.
Yeah, there was another question actually that I did pass. That question was, why didn't you guys cover the Maryland Heat Brotherhood debacle?
I'm gonna be honest. Let's start with this. What were the rules? I got the rules. What was the age cutoff for the tournament? Until we can know what the age cutoff for the tournament is, we don't have no facts to dispute either side in this whole situation. Where are the rules for the tournament? If somebody can answer what the age cutoff was, we're willing to get into it, but we don't speak on shit that we don't have the hard facts on. We've never done that on this podcast. We're definitely not saying somebody's side of the story that we know are less than honorable. So until we have the facts of what those rules in the tournament were, what the age cutoffs were in writing, where we could see and dispute who's telling the truth and who's not, it's a non-story. It's a non-sanction tournament. Neither of the three big associations were behind it. This is not even a big deal because when you showed up there and there was no solid rules, what did you think was going to happen? Like, let's be real. Anytime you go south of Connecticut and mess with Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, Maryland, all of that, that's a different set of parameters that we don't operate like that in New England. So if you bump into some F stuff, you better expect things to happen. If somebody could produce the rules and we could see what the truth is based on the rules, then we'll cover it. But it's been so fishy and so sketchy of people giving us all this different information. There's no solid stats to cover the story. And I told you this the 3 times. I told you this thing. We don't have the structure to have facts on to figure out what's real and what's not. We just don't. It's not out there nowhere. The rules I got are very shallow. I got the rules of the tournament. It doesn't talk about the age cutoffs. It doesn't talk about if it was grade-based or age-based or restricted or protected. It doesn't talk about any of that.
So I real quick. I want to say I believe the age thing was one thing, but I think they're more concerned about they had to play in a loser's bracket, and they beat Maryland Heat, I believe. I'm not sure. They beat Maryland Heat, and they were supposed to play in the winner's bracket.
Here's one part of it that I know. I'm hearing from many different sources that it was an 8th grade tournament. I don't know if that's true or not because nobody could produce the rules. Was it an 8th grade tournament? Can anybody answer that?
I don't see no comment.
No, I'm not asking you guys. I asked the crowd. I see a bunch of stands. I see all the stands in the crowd with the comments. They're all texting it to me. So somebody must know the rules to the tournament. Where are the rules of the tournament? Was it a grade-based tournament? Because if it was a grade-based tournament, if it was 8th grade tournament.
No, Rihanna, Tyree, and Will said 14U.
I saw a flyer that said 14U as well.
Okay.
And Angeles, Rihanna, Will, Tyree, Luis Rodriguez, Damon Scott all said it was a 14U tournament.
Right, but was there 14U broad? Was it 14U 8th grade? Or was it 14U? You're 14 and anybody could play. Because we've heard it.
Age cutoff was 520. That's what's in the comments.
So whatever you were May 20th.
Whatever you were May 20th.
Right, I've never heard of it. Is there writing? Is there the rules? Because I got the rules. I got the rules from somebody. And that doesn't say that nowhere in the rules I got. I can send you the email, Phil, if you want to pull it up. They're
No,
that's nowhere in the rules.
I'll tell you what. Listen, I don't know if the Maryland Heat was cheating. I'd love to point it out. I'll tell people what I did personally. Sam. When you brought attention to me about, yo, are you gonna cover this story? I wasn't even aware of it, Sam. I think I told you, I was like, I don't even know where's what's happening, right? Like I didn't even know what was going on at the time because I don't know. I
was in Florida. Like,
and so
again, I was on vacation in Florida. Some things are bigger than football at times.
So what happened was when I heard about it, I think I told Tyree Mosby, I said, I'll cover the story. I reached out to the Maryland Heat head coach, and I reached out to a guy that was going back and forth with the Connecticut guys on another thread. I reached out to him. I talked to him. He said, no, I don't want to come on publicly. I ain't talking about it. Talk to Coach Terrence. So he told me no. Even though he was going back and defending the Maryland Heat, I tried to bring him on because I thought that bringing him on and allowing you guys to in Connecticut to respond to them would be good. But they said no. The guy name was Ernest Rawlings. He said no. I guess his son was the quarterback. He wouldn't come on. And so I tried to get them on to explain why they're playing in the championship and the Connecticut team wasn't. Because I did see it started getting sent to my inbox, a bunch of stuff.
We got the game. We got the game. Well, I got the game in the inbox. Somebody sent me the game. So I know there was fuckery, like, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is anytime you travel south of Connecticut, you need to expect that, especially in a non-sanctioned tournament. I mean, it's unfortunate. We went to Jersey and got hosed before. I mean, it happens. It happens. I mean, unfortunately, it happens at the tournaments in Florida all the time. When you leave New England, shit is different. And that's all. I mean, that's just the truth.
Hey, listen, I'm let me address something real quick because I can't, again, I'm gonna address something. Everybody, I see the comments. I actually get to see all the comments. I don't want to start. We got an All-Star game coming up. It's a lot of positive things going. I'm not going. I don't want to have communication if people is going to fight and stuff like that. I just don't want to promote none of that at the age we are. I think we got to find a way to be better. And I know y'all saying, oh, but you just said, I never said nothing about doing nothing to nobody or trying to harm nobody. I don't stop nobody paper. I said that before on the podcast. I never tried to stop nobody paper. I don't even hate on nobody. I don't even tell nobody not to play for nobody. That was a topic, by the way, which I wanted to do. A topic is telling somebody not to play for somebody hating. But we'll save that for next week. But listen, man, I'm not. I see the comments, and if I see the comments from Angel, Los Angeles, I don't know. If I thought that from the comments, I don't know the brother, but if I thought that, it don't seem like there could be a real conversation right now because the comments is crazy. I got people inboxing me. I'm not going. People don't want to see. Y'all do on the chat, but that's not what I want to promote. So I'm not. I control all the controls of who go in and who go out. I don't think that's positive energy. Like, stop playing with my name, Angel. Like, bro, I'm trying to read the name on the thing. I'm not playing with your name.
No value. He brings no value to the network. It's another dude that brings no value to the network, bro.
Anyway, I'm not up here playing with nobody's name. I'm not being funny. I'm talking. Tyree Mosby just put Angel Lou. I won't say nobody's name. I'm not gonna have. I typically I would like to have people communicate, but this don't seem like It don't seem like it seemed like it'll go left. And I know, a lot of y'all out there promoting it, saying let people win and all that. I would typically try to have that communication, but it seemed like it'll go left. And so I don't want to do that. But go ahead. No, Tyree, y'all ain't bullshitting, because the problem is you can't bullshit in certain situations when people feel a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, we gotta chill when people feel a certain type of way. It could get serious real quick. And so I don't want to be responsible for saying, oh, something happened to somebody and Phil was up there talking about it or he was part of it. I don't want to be, me personally, I don't want to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my 2 cents on it. But go ahead, Sam. I'll let you end off with whatever you want to say.
Connecticut United, Volume 2 next year. Free plug.
What is it called?
CT United.
CT United, huh? After all this, you gonna go with the CT United name? You think CT United?
Good luck.
Oh yeah.
Yo, listen to everybody out there, all around the state. Tryouts be going down. Tryouts is on Sunday, and Hartford. If you outside in Hartford, we at 25 Ridgefield Street. Pop out. If you're in 203, there's going to be a multiple locations. You got 12U going down in Fairfield, Connecticut. Notre Dame High School. You got in Bridgeport, you got 14U and 10U. At Amistad High School, you got 8, 9, and 11. Tryouts on Saturday is all over the state in 203. Tryouts on Sunday is in Hartford. All tryouts are checking from 8 to 9. Tryouts start at 9 a.m. except 203 12U. I'm going to say that again. All tryout check-in is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with tryouts starting at 9 a.m. Other than that, the only difference is in Fairfield, the 203 12U team. The 203 12U team tryout is from 9. Check-in is 9 to 10. Tryouts start at 10 o'clock. So that's what we doing. That's what it is. And so that's what it's gonna be.
Yo, on y'all. And I'm gonna end my segment. Yo, if you bring value to the network, we got no problems letting you into the network. If you're a low-level piece of shit, you're gonna stay out of the network. And that's just a fact. You could be mad, you could scream and yell, act like a girl, do all that corny shit. But if you bring no value to what we're trying to do here in CT and put the culture forward, which I think we have pushed the culture forward, and we've done a good job of cleaning up the culture, there's no reason for you to be here. You got the other places to do that. You don't need to do it here. There's a different vision we got going on here, and we're going to stick to the script and keep pushing the culture forward the best we can. Weed out the bad apples and keep trying to grow the culture in a positive way. I don't know how much more mature you guys want me to say that, but that's the note I'm leaving it on. That if you're bringing value to the network, you're more than welcomed here. If you're bringing valuable insight, valuable lessons of things you went through that may help a younger coach or some other people, you're more than welcome in the network. But if you're here to bring negativity and nonsense, you're going to continue to be X'd out.
Hey, my message of the day I'm going to put up on the screen. Oh. I think that's a good one. My message of the day is, it says, let whoever think whatever, just keep getting better. Hey, listen, man. Peace, love, and hair grease. I hope everybody out there have a positive day. We got a couple comments. Rodney talking that talk 10U 860-17-203 is going to be 6. Chris, that's a shot at you.
Who's 10U now? Who's going to 10U?
Maryland Seahawks, says Tyree Mosby.
I used to know the brother that used to coach them. He was a single week dude. What was his name? Jarvis. What was Jarvis' name? He ran the single wing to perfection. If that's the Maryland Seahawks team he's talking about, Jarvis's team.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody out there, man, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Yo, Thomas, man, you're a good brother, bro. We gotta connect. I was supposed to call you back. I'm gonna be in New Haven. We definitely gotta connect, brother. I'll hit you up. Come through. We'll chill out. I got some more stuff that we could build and help out these kids in New Haven too. So anyway, peace, love, and hair grease, Sam. Hey, thanks for the interview, Sam. I hope people got what they wanted.
Peace.
Appreciate you.
We'll leave it like that.
Peace.
So stay on. Y'all don't gotta hang.